Be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Pamagat ng show.
Good evening, everyone. This is Attorney April Mabanas,
And you're watching the first telecast of our show entitled Lente, or Legal Network for Truthful Elections, here on GNN. And joining me as host for this program is Attorney Ona Caritos.
Good evening, Attorney April.
Good evening, Attorney Ona. Since this is the first show, this is our first show, I guess some of our televiewers are asking, why did we decide to have this kind of program? Eh, ang layo pa naman ng election, Attorney Ona. Bakit nga ba?
We decided to do the show for two main reasons. The two reasons are information dissemination and empowerment. Bakit information dissemination? Because our work in Lente, it gave us the realization na ang alam lang ng tao sa election, pagboto. We want to teach our viewers, our audience, na ang election, it's a system. It's empowerment because we want our viewers to use whatever they learn from the show to critically analyze the problems and issues that face our country today, especially when it relates to elections.
Okay, so it's information dissemination and also empowerment. No? So, Attorney Ona, let's get right on that track. No? So, let's start informing, also empowering our audience. No? So, as for our discussion this evening, no, what we will be focusing on would actually be pre-election stages. No? Also on focusing on registration and also at the same time the campaign period. And help us in that discussion this evening, we have as our guest officials from COMELEC, or Commission on Election. We have Director Michael Dayoneda, the Regional Director for National Capital Region, or NCR.
And we also have Attorney Frances Aguindadao, Election Officer from Pasay City. Good evening, Attorney Frances.
Good evening, Ona. Good evening,
to
April.
both of you. Yes.
Good evening. Okay, so Director, just to start our discussion,
Yeah.
I think everyone knows naman that before you can actually vote, you need first to register.
Of
no?
course.
And
That's a requirement.
yes, and as we know, what we have is actually what we call the continuing system of registration,
Yes,
Director
you're right.
Michael. Can you please discuss to us, ano po ba itong continuing system of registration?
Well, continuing system of registration is a system that is open. The registration is continuing now. So the COMELEC office is open. You can visit us anytime from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and you can apply for registration. In contrast to the other system, the general registration, na may period yan eh. The law announces a certain period kung saan ka lang pwede mag-rehistro. Itong ating system continuing every day, 8 to 5, Monday to Friday, unless na mag-announce ng Saturday later.
Yes.
So, that's it.
Attorney Frances, familiar kayo sa system of continuing registration. Ano pong experience nyo pagdating sa system of continuing registration as an election officer?
Well, as an election officer, yung continuing registration na yan, the people actually avail of it. So, araw-araw merong mga nagre-rehistro sa amin. But the challenge there is, as it approaches the deadline of registration, dumadami yung nagre-rehistro.
So, yung manyana habit ng Pilipino,
Yes.
kahit may
Ayan,
system of
napaka-
continuing registration, andun pa rin po.
Makikita mo
Yes.
talaga yan sa registration. It's disappointing, but we have to contend with it. No?
Yes.
Talaga so I think this show will help, no?
To promote.
Na to promote na, hey, ang COMELEC pala,
Is
nagtatanggap naman
open
ng
and-
registration kahit ano.
And to encourage
kahit hindi pa
people
malapit ang election.
to register.
Para mabawasan yung pagsiksikan ng mga
Lagi.
tao, no? Lalo
Yes.
na pag malapit ng election. When talk about yung registration, ano po ba yung mga requirements na nakalagay sa ating batas in order for a certain person to be a registered voter of a locality? Director.
April, basically, wala actually, IDs, yung mga IDs na, yung mga usual government IDs, but these IDs can be dispensed with kung talagang wala. Ang importante lang, ma-identify ka ng isang dati ng rehistrado doon sa barangay. So, kung nag-worry ka na, ay, naku, wala akong ID, wala akong mga SSS, driver's license, pwede ka pa rin magparehistro. Ganun ka-liberal ang ating system of registration.
Okay.
Attorney
And
Francis?
yes, if I may add, may mga basic requirements din kami, like the voter has to be 18 years of age and they have to be a resident of the Philippines for at least 1 year and 6 months doon sa lugar kung saan nila gustong bumoto. 6 months before the date of the election. So yun. And then after that, yung IDs, pwede rin walang IDs as long as they can be identified.
Okay. So, for example po yung IDs, no, ano kailangan po ba magdala sila ng tao na makapagsasabi na sila talaga ay residente ng lugar na yun?
Kung,
If-
kung walang
if
ID.
they don't
Kung walang
have an
Yun nga ang
ID.
in-explain namin na ganun ka-liberal ang ating system of registration. Kasi ang purpose nga nito, ma-empower din yung mga mahihirap na walang ID.
Mga ID.
So kahit na wala kayong ganitong mga papeles, pwede pa rin kayo magrehistro. Basta ma-identify lang.
Going back to one of the requirements that you mentioned, Attorney Francis, yung residency of 1 year and 6 months doon sa locality kung saan mo gusto mag-register. Ano po ba yung ibig sabihin talaga ng residency sa batas?
Well, ikaw ay talagang nakatira doon. Although it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be based there kasi meron din tayong mga voters who work outside the residence. So as long as you consider it as the place where you intend to return, that is your residence. Kasi may mga exception tayo, yung mga kunyari, sundalo, or yung mga nagtatrabaho sa ibang lugar, but still they retain the residency kung saan talaga nila gustong bumoto.
Director Michael, pagdating po sa issue of residency, ano yung mga problems na na-encounter natin when it comes to residency?
Yun ang ating challenge din sa amin kasi like yung na-mention ko before na napakaluwag since na napakaluwag ng ating sistema, napaka-liberal natin na even if you don't have an ID, you can still be allowed to apply for registration. Parang napakadali for a person to claim na siya ay resident doon sa isang lugar na pinili niya kung saan siya magpaparehistro, di ba? Sabi ko nga, magdala ka lang ng tao who can attest na ikaw ay residente doon. Pwede ka na mag-apply. So, challenge yun dahil naaabuso din.
Ano po yung ibig sabihin nyo ng naaabuso, Director Michael?
I will be talking about the experience last barangay election. Kasi nagkaroon kami ng influx ng maraming transfer of residents. The report na nakarating sa amin ay ito yung tinatawag na hakot daw, na people who were interested to run for position doon sa barangay ay nagdadala ng tao galing sa ibang barangay at pinaparehistro sa barangay niya para may sigurado siyang botante. So, ano ba ang requirement? Yun nga, sabi ko, somebody lang would attest na pwede na sila. So, they were allowed, they were able to register. Kami naman, ministerial yung pagtanggap ng election officer ng ating application form. So, with the shortness of time na ang registration natin, Franz, was August,
Yes, August.
And then dapat by August 20 tapos na So wala na kaming time para mag-ikot. We were relying na lang on some groups. Yun nga, Lente,
For
help
instance,
us on
Lente,
that
PP
aspect na makapag mabusisi yung ilan. Kaya lang sa dami talaga hindi natin makaya na mapuntahan lahat. So yun talaga ang sa akin ay dapat ma-review, ma-revisit yung policy tungkol sa address. Para at least sana may standard din na hindi ganun ka-liberal or there must be some measures na ma-adapt para ma-prevent yung ganitong scenario, yung paghahakot nga.
Dr. Michael, you mentioned you about yung transfer ng residency, Also, one of the problems na na-encounter namin last elections, barangay and also yung national elections, would be the issue of double and multiple registration. Pero tinignan namin yung issue, ang problema is, pag nagta-transfer yung mga tao at naka-register na sila, they, sa isang locality, they register again. So, this results to a multiple and also double registration. Pag ano po ba yung dapat gawin ng mga tao naka-register na kung lilipat sila ng ibang tirahan?
Oo. Well, dapat sa law natin, ang sinasabi ay pupunta ka sa COMELEC para mag-fill up ng transfer form. not as a new,
New
applicant or not as a new registrant. So dapat yun ang na-fill upan niya, yung transfer form. It's anong kulay ba yun? Green form.
Green
kulay
form
ng
instead of
form,
the
oo.
white form.
So kapag registered po ako, hindi ko na kailangan mag-register ulit. Kunyari, tiga
Yeah.
Maynila ako, I transfer
right.
to Zamboanga.
Hindi.
I don't need to register again.
Yes.
Kailangan mag-file ako ng
Transfer
transfer.
form.
Yes.
oo.
You will still go to the office of COMELEC.
Yeah. Yung
To the
ng new,
office of the election officer.
ng new residence mo. oo.
of the new place where you intend to transfer, and then you fill up the green form. Ang mangyayari dyan, this form will be sent to your old registration, old place of registration, and then your records will be transferred to your new residence. Kaya hindi siya magdodoble.
Yung requirements mo, Attorney Frances, pareho lang.
IDs pa rin, and the ID should indicate that you are already residing in that
New
locality.
places.
So, yun.
So, tandaan natin, nakapag-registered once, registered forever.
So, wag
Transfer na
Ayun.
lang.
Oo.
Oo.
Kasi yun talaga yung naging problema nitong nakaraang barangay elections double
That's
and
right.
multiple registrants. Going back to one of the requirements, Director Michael, age 18 years old.
18.
Pag ba 17 ako, I want to register, pwede na po ba?
As long as mag-18 ka na on the day, before the day of the election, so pwede kang maparehistro. So kung nag-close ang ating registration ng December, tapos the election will be May, April
And
ka
by that
nag-18,
time,
pwede kang tanggapin as early as December. Pwede yun.
Attorney Francis, kasi yung going back the application, merong mga impression yung tao na once they've already submitted their application, they're already considered as a registered voter. Ganun po ba talaga once? O meron pa bang mga prosesong pinagdadaanan yan para talagang maging rehistradong botante yung isang tao ng isang locality?
Yes. Excuse me. Yung form na yon kasi is merely an application form. So it will still be subjected to what we call the ERB hearing. The Election Registration Board will review the qualifications of the applicant. And then after the application has been approved, that is the only time that you are considered registered. So hindi ibig sabihin na pumila na kayo at nag-fill up na kayo ng form, ay rehistrado na kayo. Kasi meron kaming binibigay na mga stub na maliit. At usually yun ang pinipresent na, rehistrado po ako Not necessarily. You have to check later on if you have been approved by the
Yes.
ERB.
And then what will be your proof na approved ka na as a registered voter?
You can-
Ibibigay din po.
Ah,
Kung wala pong ID, usually yung iba walang ID. Yung
ngayon.
slip, yung parang form mismo.
You have the form. You can you can get a copy of the form, or you can request for a certification, a voter certification.
You can check after the hearing.
after the
ERB
hearing, because
oo.
you will already be entered into the database.
Nag-hearing ang ERB at the end of every quarter, di ba? So,
Yes, at the end of
for
every
example, yung
quarter.
first quarter nitong 2011, mag-i-end tayo ng March. So, April, first week of April, mag-convene ang ERB to, kung sakaling mag-open na tayo by February, yun ang plano nga pala, tentatively,
Okay.
mag-resume ng ating registration by
Registration.
February. That's the plan. So, kung mag-open na siya by February, so the quarter will end ng March, first week of April, mag-hear ang ERB, mag-convene to check on all the applications. So, malalaman nyo na as mga middle of April kung approve ba yung registration ninyo.
Attorney Francis, sino po yung nagko-compose ng ERB? Sino yung magko-convene ng April?
The ERB is composed of the DepEd supervisor and the civil registrar, and the ERB is chaired by the election officer of that city or district. So
Kapag
silang tatlo yan. They have to approve the application.
yung approval po mabilis lang, Attorney Francis, kailangan may hearing pa ba yan?
There is there is actually a hearing, and all the oppositions are heard there if there are any, and if there are none, then it is considered as approved.
Can I butt in?
Yes, yes,
Kasi
Attorney
ang
Michael.
magandang dapat ma-explain natin na may right kayo to object
Yes.
Di ba? Kasi yun ang ginagawa
Yes.
ng kayo as yung
Lalo
advocacy ninyo,
sa
yung
issue ng
ganyan.
hakot,
So yung tao, yung residents doon sa barangay has the right to check on the list ng mga
Yes.
applicants bago mag-ERB hearing. Kung may makita kayo na nasa listahan na, these are not residents of this barangay, you can file an objection or opposition, and submit it to the election officer in time for the ERB hearing.
Yes.
para hindi makarehistro.
Naalala ko nga po yung experience natin sa Makati Director
Oo,
Michael
yan.
na mas mahirap magpa-exclude
Oo,
ng mga
oo,
botanteng
oo.
registered na. So, habang hindi pa sila registered,
Sa level pa
i-oppose
lang,
mo na
oo.
sa ERB hearing
Level
para
ng
hindi na
ERB,
sila maging
oo.
registered voter.
Doon yung maraming downfall ng mga